Pirate Software's downfall just keeps getting worse, dude. His ego is out of control, and now I think he's rapidly, and I mean rapidly, losing followers. We're gonna watch Mujin's video today, a deep dive into the violent unraveling of Pirate Software from industry icon to glorified lol cow, and see what the issue is now, because apparently it just keeps on getting worse, even since the Stop Killing Games incident.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and that phrase is perfect to describe when a massive content creator gets into controversy bad enough to end their career. But when it comes to Pirate Software, he wasn't just a big content creator. He was someone who managed to blow up from 13,000
Jesus. Wait, in like what?
subscribers all the way to 1.1 million in less than 2 months.
How? Wait, what? Wait, maybe the industry plan allegations were true. How the hell? That's kind of crazy, dude.
Taking over the YouTube Shorts algorithm at some point, and even
he did do a lot of really good YouTube Shorts, to be honest.
Making over $50,000 in one Twitch stream. However, he also managed to lose all of that just as fast.
Wow.
His actions didn't just make him unlikable, but it exposed him, both as a brand and as a person.
Yep.
Making people realize that they had subscribed to him over lies or exaggerations, and that he never showed his true self until now.
Yeah, that true self is definitely mask off.
You've no doubt somehow heard about this already. So many people are talking about him because it's that much of a crazy story, and so I thought of making a video going back to the first ever incident.
Guys, he ran out of mana. What do you expect him to do?
And how it led us here today. So without further ado, let's do this.
Let's dive in, bro.
So the first question to even ask here is, where the hell did Pirate Software even come from?
Well, that's easy. Blizzard. Did you know his dad was at Blizzard?
Well, he created his channel in 2016. And while his channel would grow over the years, it would do so in a very slow manner, reaching 13,000 subscribers after 7 years. But then, at the end of October 2023, he would take a decision that would change his life
YouTube
forever.
Shorts.
And that would be uploading highlights of his Twitch streams as YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, he broke the algorithm for YouTube Shorts, bro. Dead ass. It was very good.
These were such an incredible success that for a while they took over the YouTube Shorts algorithm. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if a huge portion of you watching this video right now came across these shorts on your own time.
I discovered who Pirate Software was through his shorts. I felt like they were very educational and pretty fun.
Views speak for themselves, with tens of millions of people being exposed to his channel for the first time and liking it. But how did he manage to do that when so many others couldn't? Well, many different shorts actually share the same factors. All you have to do is just watch one to understand the appeal. This short right here, titled Social Engineering, has every single one of these factors combined. So let's take a look at it and then I'll explain. Watch.
So when I worked at Blizzard, I had to do a social engineering task where I had to hit customers.
Sorry, we're going to restart this one just so you hear the first part, because I'm sure it's going to get into this, but it's just in case you're not aware of this fact already, okay?
And then I'll explain. Watch.
So when I worked at Blizzard,
it's very important for the future. He did indeed work at Blizzard.
I had to do a social engineering task where I had to hit customer support, and I had to get 50 questions answered. And let me tell you, I got my questions answered. I shouldn't have. That was the problem. They're not supposed to answer those. And one of the things that I found that was really interesting is people that had been there for 1 year were really, really hard to trick.
Oh, manipulation tactics.
The people that had been there for 5 years were really easy to trick. What have we learned? We've learned that training is the issue. Everybody that actually worked at the company got training in their first year, and then they never got training again. So they became complacent, exactly. The director of CS came, and he said, I want the names. And I said, I'm not giving you the names. You're just going to fire those people. And he goes, I'm going to go to your boss. I was like, do it. My boss was like, you got the names? I was like, yeah. And he goes, you going to give them to him? And I was like, no. And he goes, he's not going to give you the names, bud. And I sat down and was like, look, I'm not giving you the names, because if I did, you'd fire all of these people that are your best employees, the ones that have been here
instead of like retraining them, right?
The longest. And in 4 years, you will have the exact same problem with the people that are newbies right now.
That is true.
Now, the issue is not the employees, it's your training regimen. I sat down with him, we created a new 6-month training regimen, and guess what? I went back about a year later, did the same thing. All those people passed with flying colors. Not a single one of them answered my questions.
Nice.
Well, there you have it. The deep voice, with the confidence and eloquence in his speech, as well as the whiteboard he was drawing on at the bottom that was meant to soothe any attention span issues Gen Z might have, was the perfect combination.
Yo, sorry, Gen Zers, but it is kind of true, right? We could agree on that.
nomination. Additionally, this story made him out to be a genius, but not just any genius, a noble genius who saved 8 employees from losing their jobs by standing up to the evil boss.
Exactly.
And where did that boss work?
Always got to stand up to big corpo. He went to Blizzard, right?
At some unknown company? No, he worked at the grand, prestigious video game company, Blizzard Entertainment.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Let's do a Blizzard counter. How many times are we going to hear that in this video?
That's right. This guy right here, talking in such an amazing, eloquent tone, worked at Blizzard Entertainment, and that's something he would make sure to mention any
All right, let's maybe scrap the counter.
chance
Actually,
he got.
When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard. Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment.
Anyway, we'll get back to that later in the video.
God, that wasn't even the full video, but thank God.
Now, all you have to understand is
Wait.
that these shorts were
We're gonna get back to that.
extremely effective. PirateSoftware had gone from 13,000 subscribers to 1 million
That's
before the
insane.
year even ended. That's 2 months, going from 13,000 to 1.1 million.
That is
and over time, his
insanity,
shorts
dude.
have racked up almost 2.3 billion views. A
Wow.
massive, astounding achievement in such a short amount of time. But YouTube wasn't the only platform that benefited. I mean, these shorts were highlights from his streams. So, of course, people
Yep.
went to those streams to see the real thing live. And so
Exactly.
his Twitch channel went from 400 concurrent viewers to
Damn, dude.
thousands. And within barely 3 months, he was at over 8,000 concurrent
Wow, that's impressive, dude.
viewers. That's top 1% of the top 1%.
Yeah, that's like well, I guess that is 0.01, isn't it? Yeah, no.
Now, look, of course,
good.
you might think, well, there are bigger streamers out there. Of
0.001.
course. But even those streamers must have gotten envious sometimes because of how loyal and supportive PirateSoftware's community was. On December
Yeah.
2023, he would beat Twitch's hype train record. When enough people donate bits or gift subs,
Yeah, I remember this happening. I didn't even realize it could go this high, bro. I think
the
they
hype
changed
train
it, right?
is activated, starting at level 1. While that's happening, a timer starts counting down to 0. If more people donate, the timer resets and they get to level 2. PirateSoftware's community had gotten him to level 55, and they
Insane.
discovered together that level 55 was actually the cap. No one had ever reached a hype train level this high on the entire platform. He had gotten over 7,000 subs and 1.8 million bits.
You remember his community being ass and being in every chat? I do remember that. I do remember that people would go into other chats to, like, not necessarily berate them, but kind of like rub it in their face sometimes, which was really weird at the time. I remember that going around quite a bit. Didn't happen to me, I don't think, but it is kind of weird.
If you don't know what this means, he had essentially made $50,000 in one stream.
That is insanity, dude.
This guy's community was so unstoppable that it made everyone else be aware of his existence. So much so that he actually was able to get nominated to the Streamer Awards in December of 2023. He was barely getting viral. But this is just how influential he was in such
Yeah.
a short span of time. But what I want you to understand here is that the Streamer Awards actually have way bigger streamers than Software and other category nominations.
Oh, 100%, bro. They had, like, who do they have at this point? Probably XQC, Ludwig. In terms of size on the platform, it was filled to the brim.
For example, like XQC or Kai Cenat.
Bruh.
These streamers would, of course, send their own communities to go vote for them on the website, and they did so with no issues. But
Yep.
when PirateSoftware sent his community
I didn't know if Kaisenat was at this time, but I guess it was only 2023, so yeah, makes sense.
to vote for him, they crashed the fucking website.
Jesus.
No other content creator had even come close to crashing the website. So it goes without saying that he won the Best Software and Game Development Streamer Award in 2023.
That is
he wasn't
crazy,
just absolutely
dude.
killing it. The
Can I say as well, like, listen, in terms of education, sure.
Software
However,
and Game Development
dude,
Streamer Award. So it goes
Doug, I mean, listen, all of these people are fucking insanely talented, right? Honestly, I don't know about Pirate anymore because of the recent stuff with the coding and stuff, but I still think he's I think he's an academically smart guy. I think he's fucking stupid when it comes to just pretty much anything internally, but I think he's an academically smart guy. I don't know who Vidal is, or Vaynal. Code Miko, insanely talented, bro. That was some incredible shit when it came to the VTuber model. Absolutely incredible. Doug, such fun content, bro. I've seen so many of his streams where he's like coding games to do certain things and even coding streams to do different things. Like if the stream drops below 10,000 viewers, it dies. Stuff like that. It's such fun and interesting content ideas.
without saying that
So
he
cool.
won the Best Software and Game Development Streamer Award in 2023. he wasn't just absolutely killing it, the guy was speedrunning being a content creator, getting to
Vidal was the full AI VTuber. Interesting.
million subs, getting hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitch, winning streamer awards, and beating records when it came to donations on Twitch.
Bro, it's mewing.
So of course, I say this with no exaggeration, the sky was the limit, and the guy was barely getting started.
Yep.
If he could achieve that in just a couple of months, what could he achieve in years? Would he become a legend? Achieve stardom?
The biggest downfall we've seen today, well, maybe not biggest, but this is, do you know what I consider this as? The most stupendous downfall. Because this is entirely just on him. It's literally, bro, he could have literally just said, sorry, and none of this would have happened, probably. Or at least on a much smaller scale.
Either way, he was unstoppable.
Because it was never as deep as bro has dug it to be.
Until he wasn't.
Yep.
And he had no one to blame but himself. The first incident that would begin his cataclysmic downfall was, in the most ironic way possible, in a World of Warcraft dungeon. Yes, Blizzard Entertainment's biggest game of all time. And
The irony, bro.
would become his worst nightmare. Guys, I don't think World of Warcraft needs any introduction, okay? It came out in 2004 and revolutionized gaming forever.
You know, this would have been
Many games
hilarious
tried to
if he had a
copy it,
WoW
many games tried
sponsor
to
for this
compete with
video.
it. They all died, and this game is still alive today in 2025. Now, throughout the years, it has received many different expansions, 9 in total. And while they would add more content, quests,
What's the irony? Did he work at Blizzard or something? Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know, maybe.
story, sometimes new races, sometimes new classes, some of them would also permanently alter the game's fundamental mechanics. In
Yeah.
other words, the game that you're playing now in 2025 is vastly different from the game that you would have played on release day. One
True.
could even go as far as saying that they're completely different games at
They are.
this point. Seeing that
100%.
so many people's most
why we have
meaningful
Classic.
gaming experience while they were growing
But even Classic is, I mean, I think he's talked about Classic. Even recent Classic is very different to when it was on release.
up was World of Warcraft, a lot of them yearned for nostalgia. A lot of them wanted to relive those days when all they had to do was worry about mechanics from 10 or even 15 years ago. This would result in the rise of WoW private servers. Unofficial servers ran by fans in which they would use old versions of the game. At some point, Blizzard would start taking down some of the most popular private servers and would cause community outrage, with many asking Blizzard directly, well, why are you going to take them down, seeing that there's demand for them if you're not going to make one of your own?
Yeah, a lot of people were very against private servers, and I can understand why, of course. I think they're easier, like more prone to attacks, more prone to issues and security breaches and things like that. It's definitely not the best case scenario, the best thing to go for. It's also one of the easier ways to get your stuff like hacked and stolen. And obviously the company is going to be against it because you can pretty much hack to get whatever the hell you want in a private server or get it in a much easier way than actually spending money or time most of the time.
And so they took their sweet time, but eventually, in the year 2019, they would launch World of Warcraft Classic.
Oh, there we go.
Bringing back World of Warcraft exactly how it was back during patch 1.12.1 of September 2006,
Yep.
before the launch of its first ever expansion. It would run in parallel to the normal World of Warcraft of today and would slowly re-release its expansions, allowing people to relive them once more.
Yeah, and then it gets so far, people are like, this doesn't feel like Classic anymore, because it's not, bro.
In the summer of 2023, World of Warcraft Classic would release the Hardcore Realms game mode. These are separate servers from normal ones in which you can create a new character, but if you die, you lose that character forever. Hence why it was called Hardcore.
By the way, I love the thought of hardcore games where it's permadeath. I love the idea of it. I've done it in a few games, made it pretty far, and when I've died, it kills me inside, but I still go back and do it again.
And this is where Soda Poppin comes in, a streamer that has been streaming for over a decade now. In
Yeah.
his early days, he was a popular World of Warcraft streamer, and when he saw the announcement of World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, he would create a hardcore streamer guild
The beginning of the end, bro.
in October 2023, in which he and a bunch of other big streamers would try their
Yeah,
best to level up their character to level 60 without dying, and eventually also try to do endgame content.
I'd say Soda's probably one of the, like, I would argue Soda Poppin is probably one of, like, Mount Rushmores of streamers, right?
It was a big success, so at the end of 2024, he decided to launch Season 2. This time,
Absolutely.
better and bigger than ever before. The amount of streamers that participated in this Season 2 was insane. There
Yeah.
are streamers here who had never even played World of Warcraft that were huge in game.
Yeah, that was the whole point. I watched a shit ton of OnlyFans, by the way. Okay, Don't clip that out of context. I watched a shit ton of this World of Warcraft OnlyFans, and it was genuinely fun to watch, dude, from an outside perspective. It was very fun.
That they played. Some were League of Legends pros, some were Counter-Strike pros. I mean, the list
Not
went
caught, guys.
on. It was an astounding amount of people. And of course, one of the many
Didn't Tecton get blacklisted from OnlyFans?
big streamers that had joined OnlyFans was none other than PirateSoftware. Seeing that he had built such a massive influence over the year of 2024, adding him to the guild was seen as a net positive. It was seen as a good thing until one day it wasn't. The maximum level you could reach in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore was level 60. And getting there,
the grind to 60. We go again.
Just by itself is already an ordeal that lasts dozens of hours and sees you try your best to not die. Now, Dire Maul is a dungeon that you can only access if you're level 58 at the minimum, and its appeal is the amount of great gear that it drops.
Yeah, best
Dungeons are typically ran by 5 people, so PirateSoftware and 4 other streamers decided to take this on in order to get better gear. Now, usually, when you're in a dungeon or a raid, there's always a team leader, someone who calls the shots. It's a very stressful role, especially in a raid when you're managing a couple dozen people. And it's even crazier in hardcore World of Warcraft because whatever you decide might affect the accounts of the people playing. One wrong move and they lose dozens of hours of progress, and it's all on you. I'm saying this because I want you to bear in mind that PirateSoftware is not the group leader here. But as silly as this sounds, the beginning of Pirate...
I'll give my kind of play-by-play on this after it's taken a kind of course of events, right? Because I've been through this before. I've been through these kind of situations in other games. Not in World of Warcraft specifically. I've never done hardcore in WoW, but I'll go through it.
Software's downfall was because of this dungeon and what you're about to see here. The
Yeah.
YouTuber Dev, otherwise known as Short Fat Otaku, great name by the way, combined the perspectives of everyone who was streaming in the dungeon minus one person. One of them was PirateSoftware on the top right. As you're watching this, you're going to hear the team leader say, run. In World of Warcraft dungeons or raids, this means retreat, but help each other retreat. Not every man for himself. Don't care about your teammates. You're meant to stick around, try your...
There's certain things you can do to help your teammates when escaping from a dungeon in hardcore World of Warcraft, right? So basically, you have typically a mage, which is there to blizzard or rank 1 blizzard to stun the enemies in place. And then they have other abilities which can help other people, whether it's shields or whether it's speed buffs and stuff or items to restore mana or something like that. There is also other things that you can do as other characters. As a tank, you get the aggro from enemies so they don't one-shot your healers. Then there's healers who stick around so they can heal the other people. You can get mana gems, you can get potions, different trinkets. I don't know about in Classic, actually. Different trinkets usually to help with speed buffs and stuff like that. You're supposed to... The whole basis of these kind of events is to help your team escape. If somebody says run, you all go together.
your best to outmaneuver the enemies while making sure your teammates also make it out with you. But as you might guess, that's not what happened here at all. Watch.
Wait, I'm covering Pirate. Hold on.
God damn it.
Run.
Just run. Keith, are you done?
All right, so he said run.
He did say run.
The team tries their best to make sure that they all get out together.
No.
Yeah.
Look at PirateSoftware.
Also, are you fine? Any grenades, anything?
That was not a rank 1 blizzard, I don't think.
You can just
Heal him.
Yeah, you just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
He's out, bro. He does not
me.
look
Just
back.
run.
That camera is not looking back.
Yep.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about? Why am I walking?
This
Look at
is
my mana.
savageable. Come on, man.
Look at his mana, dude. Look at his mana.
So his teammate told him, Pirate, why are you walking, bro? This is salvageable. Come on, man. He doesn't care. He keeps running all by himself.
Just kill the mastiffs.
Innovate
the healer. Kill the mastiffs. We got this. In a sense of...
or something?
Do you see my...
Now listen, if this was me, and listen, as a content creator, if this was me, you know what I would do? And this is just content brain talking, dead ass. I know you put a ton of time into these characters. Like I say, I've been through hardcore before. I've had hardcore accounts on other games like RuneScape and shit that have literally lasted months upon months, if not multiple years, especially in other games, right? And the thing is, it's like if you were part of a content creator guild, a content creator server, and you're on one of the hardest things in the game while farming for the end game. My thing is exactly what Baranin just said in chat. You either die together or live in shame, right? I think it'd be so fun. If everybody dies, at least you all die together. You just go again. You go again for the next raid. You just go again. And I think what probably got up in Pirate's head here is he wanted to escape and cover his own ass because maybe they were too close to the raid and he knew that if he died, he wouldn't have the time to re-catch up and actually take part in it. So then you don't get the clout for being in the final raid, right? Which is one thing. I don't know if that was the case. I don't. That's just an assumption. But if not, bro, it's like, hold the ground. Hold the ground. Like, it'd be so fun to hold the ground with a gang, you know?
Mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
Just kill the man.
Use the mana gem in your inventory to give you more mana, because he did, I'm pretty certain, have a mana gem.
Mastiffs, one shot. Okay, we
More on the
another
way, more on the way.
now. The Mastiffs can be Ice Novas.
And abilities on cooldown to help at least damage the enemies and stuff.
Now we're gonna wait.
Sora?
Oh.
Okay, get out, get out.
Run, run.
Evocation's on cooldown, man.
Okay.
I can taunt last
How much mana is
as
ice?
well.
And he's out. Like, out. Like, already this is bad, but this was not the reason that people started hating his guts, dude. This was not the reason. This was the beginning of it.
There's no that much mana.
It was.
You have a boss in you called run.
Getting slowed.
Fuck. Wait,
Anything for me?
Stop me. Oh,
I
no.
don't think... I cannot
death.
stun him. Also,
No,
good.
just run out.
So, that sounded like a massive fuck up, didn't it?
Yes, it did, short fat otaku. Bear in mind, Pirate Software's excuse here was, I have no mana, I can't help you, when he clearly had 2 items in his inventory that could bring back up his mana. He could have totally helped and saved his 2 teammates that ended up dying, losing all their progress. This was a disaster. One of his teammates, Yamato, on the left here, confronted him and was asking him what happened, like what's going on. And this was what Pirate Software had to say right after.
You know,
the fact.
looking back at all this shit now, dude, this is so comical compared to the situation that he is currently in now. This makes the current situation the current situation makes this look even more petty. It really does, because it just gets worse.
You instantly ran. You didn't even look
As much
back.
as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
Don't be angry at all.
You
I'm not angry at all.
overpulled 2 packs. You overpulled 2 packs and a boss. I had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place, and nothing
Wrong Blizzard, by the way.
left. You weren't paying attention to party resources, you overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
So 2 of his teammates pretty much lost everything. He very clearly ran on his own when he could have just said, you know what, look, yes, I panicked, I screwed up, my bad, sorry. But he
It's the attitude, bro. It's the fucking attitude. Oh my, it's the ego.
instead decides to blame his entire team except for himself. It was your guys' fault for pulling in the enemies. It was your guys' fault for calling run in the middle of a fight. It was your guys' fault for this and that. This was very weird behavior. I mean, this is just a game, and he was acting like if he apologized, he would be committing a cardinal sin or something. It made his teammates very uncomfortable to the point where the guild leader had to step in. Now, Soda Poppin was initially the guild leader, but then
Oh, true. Tyler wants to go for true.
unexpectedly, he dueled Tyler 1, who had leveled up to level 60 and became a very important member of the guild in a fight that would determine
Bro, the T1 WoW arc was so fucking funny,
who
man.
the new guild master would be. What no one was expecting, though, was that Tyler 1 would beat Soda Poppin, becoming the guild master. Seeing that this was becoming a big guild issue, he had to step in and brought both Yamato and Pirate Software into a call in order to squash the beef once and for all. The result? A catastrophe.
Yeah, you guys mismanaging resources and also at the same time saying I don't have anything to restore mana while having 2 items to restore mana is certainly a choice of all time.
Watch.
Like, you guys didn't manage your resources right. Oh, but you did? Nah.
What do you want, man?
Oh, God.
Let me say it again.
He already said his piece.
Pirate.
Go on.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear
I
God.
want to speak to him because I didn't speak to him correctly. I said it again. We all did mistakes, bro. Like I didn't say, we are just blaming you. It's about the zero accountability is what makes us so mad.
There's no
Exactly.
zero
You see the
accountability, dude.
Bro.
Everyone can do something better.
you-
But when you open up and you yell over another person
listen,
like you
can
were doing
I
earlier,
speak?
nah, I'm good.
You
When you yell over another person so they can't speak while talking over him, and then when he asks if he can speak, saying, "No, I'm." Oh my God, bro! What the?
See ya. I'm not doing that shit again with him. Nah, he did it the first time. I'm not doing it a second one. Not interested.
I mean, this is so weird. Yamato was being as mature as possible here, saying, listen, this was all our fault. We're not blaming you. We just want you to admit, just like we've admitted, that we all screwed up, and he couldn't even say that. Leaving the call like an immature, disrespectful baby
Yeah,
as
shit's
Yamato
insane,
was
dude.
talking. This not only rubbed his dungeon teammates the wrong way, it rubbed the entire OnlyFans guild as well as the viewers the wrong way. As criticism was mounting, PirateSoftware was for the first time confronting massive controversy coming his way. At any point in time, he could have just simply apologized and moved on.
Exactly, but he never felt like he was in the wrong at all.
Instead, he only chose to double down, playing the victim and saying that other streamers and OnlyFans just want to cause problems with him for no reason whatsoever.
Content is causing drama and problems. There's a lot of streamers actually in this guild that want to cause problems specifically with me, and have even...
It's not specifically with him at all, but a lot of people in that guild did want to cause drama and problems, yes. Do you want to know why? Because it was a content creator guild. The whole point of this guild was for content. People know that the viewers love drama, so they manufacture it. Typically with each other, right? Like, it's a fucking joke. It's fucking World of Warcraft drama, for crying out loud. It's content. But then this guy just took it way too far.
And stated so publicly on their Twitch.
Took it so personally.
Saying that they want to have a fight with me for content. That's not content. That's dog shit. Ridiculous. Keep it. Not going to be a part of it.
I mean, seriously, why would people just want to attack you unprovoked for no reason whatsoever? What a cruel world we live in.
I agree, bro.
The bulk of these events would unfold from January 10th to January 12th, 2025. By that time, PirateSoftware would have received so much criticism, so much hate, that he felt compelled to post a long tweet explaining his point of view.
Bro made the Bible version 3
on Twitter, saying, "To those trying to character assassinate me online for a bad pull in Dire Maul WoW hardcore, this is hardcore WoW and a lot is on the line when you step foot into a dungeon. Here is a light breakdown of the last 24 hours. Our party went the wrong way and overpulled multiple packs with the boss. The shot caller made the call to run, then went back on that call. During the run out, another pack was pulled as we had opted to skip it previously, which is never a good thing. Communication was completely broken throughout this, and it was our second time failing the dungeon. Everyone played poorly, and 2 people ultimately lost their characters for it. Each person in this group made mistakes, including myself. I have never once said I was perfect in my play, nor that I was a god gamer. I'm just an ex-Blizzard employee
But time to take a drink.
that has played Mage for a long time. To pin that on a single person is absurd at best, and if you're calling for
Why do you even have to mention that?
death and cancellation over it, you're too invested in this content in a very unhealthy way. If you're a creator engaging in this kind of behavior, then eventually your content wave will end, but the relationships you've sullied will be permanent. Hope it was worth it for you.
I guarantee you the people that sullied their relationship with PirateSoftware after that are kind of thanking themselves now for, getting on top of the content, farming him for content, and then just seeing him develop into what it is now. Because honestly, if you're going to farm anyone for content, it should be Pirate at this point, considering the shit that he's doing now. It's just insane, bro.
To those trying to defend me, don't worry about it. This too shall pass.
Of course.
Do not attack anyone else on my behalf.
And it did. It did pass.
I've always hated that kind of behavior. I have no intention of stopping making things or not doing stuff as I have already been.
Yep.
Those who are banned will stay so. I've never liked that kind of knee-jerk reaction behavior in our community before, and I will not be changing that now. For those
He doesn't like getting called out.
that don't understand why they will stay banned, we
He would like an echo chamber where if somebody calls him out for not taking accountability when he should, he bans them. I think that's what he's saying there, right?
had a 10-hour long hate raid over it live on Twitch. We had to ban nearly 4,000 accounts across all platforms.
Hate raids are never good. This is something I agree with. Hate raids are just not a good thing to do.
And our moderators received
Especially over a
death
fucking
threats
game.
regularly throughout it all. People called for me to be killed both in-game and out of game. They tried to get me banned from Twitch, the guild, and WoW. They tried to make disparaging comments about our ferret rescue or that we somehow hurt animals. They tried to spread rumors saying I was...
Not stuff like that.
My opinion is he should have been said it was his fault at the start of the message and then put the other thing to clarify thing.
Yeah, but he doesn't believe it's his
Also,
fault.
he worked at Blizzard BTWXDD.
True, thank you for the 69 biddies. Yeah, the whole point of it, though, is he doesn't believe that it was his fault, so why would he admit to it?
was convicted of felonies and many other things. The internet hate machine will not defeat me or the community that supports me.
Probably
See
not,
you in WoW
Rose.
Hardcore tomorrow. So this was posted on January 13th, 2025.
Yep.
And while he did admit that everyone in the group made mistakes, including himself, it truly didn't feel genuine. It seemed like it was absolutely impossible for him to just say, "I'm sorry, I misplayed."
Yeah,
He just
exactly.
couldn't do it. Someone pointed that out, saying, "Where's the I messed up?" And PirateSoftware said, "Apparently you have no idea how to read. Hope this helps," highlighting the paragraph in which he said, "Each person in this group made mistakes, including myself." Again, it was worded in a disingenuous way.
It's worded in an evasive way because he doesn't want to admit that he messed up to the extent that he did. And again, it's not the fact that he messed up. I think why people are so pissed and annoyed. I think it's the deflections, the lack of accountability. Like, such a small statement on the rest of this where it's like, yeah, everybody messed up, including myself, but this happened because of this, and this happened because of this, and they overpulled the packs and stuff, and I just didn't have, like, come on,
You just
brother.
couldn't take individual accountability here, no matter what. The top comment was a WoW streamer known by Joker D saying, just take the L, it's not that hard, to which PirateSoftware said, hope this was worth it for you. So overall, this entire response didn't really help him at all. And
Nope.
even if it did, he would single-handedly ruin any progress it might have had in the coming days. He would double down, triple down, quadruple down, quintuple down, and eventually sextuple down, only to call OnlyFans
Jesus.
a content guild built on hate.
And a lot of it was from a rogue that was bitching the entire time about every goddamn thing that was going on except for his own play. But the mage is the one at fault because the mage is the hero class and the mage has to do everything perfectly.
That's not what...
Everyone in that played badly. The druid butt pulled an extra pack on the way out.
Yeah.
The tank chose to take us into a bad route through the entirety of the dungeon, pulled
Yeah.
2 packs and the boss at the same time.
These people did take accountability, I'm pretty certain, by the way.
I, as the mage, went into that fight with 40% mana, tried to use my resources, used them poorly, and got myself out when the call was made to run, which, by the way, was made by them as well. Everyone played badly. In fact, the only person who didn't was the healer. And I explained that in the Twitter post, but no
He actually took a bit of accountability there. Holy fuck, what happened?
one wants to hear that shit.
A little
Because
bit.
they want it to be a
while also berating everybody else at the same time, but still.
double down, a
It's
triple down, a
something.
quadruple down. They want to have a villain. They want to have an enemy. They want to fight that shit into the ground. They want to send death threats to people over it. Because they're goddamn insane. Because this guild has turned into a content guild built on hate, not a content guild built on experiences. Because they're freaking monsters, dude.
It's just crazy how we got to this point, and we're not even halfway through this drama, and all
Bro, you're not even a quarter way through. 2, 4... Okay, you're a third.
he had to really realistically do was look at the camera and say, you know what, I'm sorry. We all misplayed, yes, but I screwed up by running away the way I did. I had 2 items that could have restored my mana so I could help the 2 people who died, but I just simply panicked and ran away. And so even though we all misplayed, I just want to say I'm sorry for my play.
That's
but
exactly
no, it was
it.
too hard for him. Guys, he worked at Blizzard, and Blizzard employees simply don't make mistakes.
Wait, really?
That's a given. As PirateSoftware was too
Deadass?
busy playing the victim, a clip of the streamer Lucari surfaced in which he was doing a dungeon with PirateSoftware. You
Oh,
see,
no.
Lucari is someone who had never played World of Warcraft up until this point.
Lakari actually plays gacha games, bro.
He was playing a mage just like Pirate, but he was kind of having a hard time keeping up with everything going on. Here's
Yeah.
how Pirate treated him. I'm sure you can tell from the title.
Get ready for this, dude. Get ready for this.
PirateSoftware bullying a totally new player to the game. Pathetic, dude. Watch.
Basically have to evocate to get your mana back for the next pull. Ugh.
Reminded me, sorry, I don't play the game, so I forgot.
The whole point of this guild, by the way, was to have brand new people to the game that had never played the game before, have them play hardcore accounts, level to 60, and challenge the raid, and beat the raid with a shit ton of new players. That was the content. So to berate new players is so fucking backwards to me.
If you remind me, I can help you up real quick.
What does he say?
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party. You're right, Jen. If only someone else would cast Arcane in. If only.
This fucking prick, dude. Oh my...
Can't really keep wishing for things that just aren't here, though.
Just fucking mute your mic at least if you're gonna shit talk. Bro's asking for help and he's...
That's true. That's true. Can't wish for the rogue. Can't wish for another mage to cast Arcane in.
Yeah.
Oh, what an insufferable dickhead.
Brother, may I have some oats? Oh, since we have 2 mages, we could probably poly the ads.
Wait, we have 2 mages. Oh,
Oh my...
man.
Yeah, I can poly.
Here I've been the only one casting Arcane in. Incredible.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's wild, right?
God, even
Bro, I would be cutting this guy off at the first fucking instant. Insufferable fucking asshole to be around.
reality TV can't recreate such an awkward moment.
What a
man.
dickhead.
It's ruining the whole vibe.
Yeah, it's too bad I'm the only mage in the party. You're right, Jen.
Hey man, I'm new to the game, so if you want me to help with Arcane, just let me know, remind me. Yeah.
He did apologize to Lakari, but months after, I think. Yeah, probably after all the backlash, right? Yeah, of course.
It's too bad I'm the only mage in the game, right, chat? Oh, we have 2 mages. Oh, I didn't know that. All that in the face of a new player who was being nothing but nice, honestly. And yet PirateSoftware had the gall to complain about being bullied by other content creators when he was literally doing that to someone as innocent as Lakari. The culmination of all this would force Sodapopin to take the decision of kicking PirateSoftware from OnlyFans.
Yeah,
pinging everyone in the OnlyFans Discord and saying this: yes, I made a decision to kick Pirate. I felt a large majority of people in the guild felt uncomfortable playing or being around him and all that drama that surrounded him at this point. Even though some people may have not felt that way, a lot did. And after seeing some clips today from him quadrupling down, or I don't know what number we're on at this point, I think I'm making the right decision, but still I feel bad. Try to just let this whole thing slide into forgetfulness and move on, in my opinion. Stay safe, gamers.
It basically said, yeah, I fucking kicked him. Let's forget it happened, because giving him any more attention is just going to make matters even worse and give him more popularity at that point, right?
So look, at the end of the day, in World of Warcraft in general, when you're in a raid or dungeon, you have to trust every single member on your team to make sure that not only you complete the raid or dungeon, but that you also survive. This also applies on a way bigger scale in World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, because one bad teammate can cost you the account that you've put dozens or even hundreds of hours in. And people just couldn't trust someone who couldn't take any accountability like PirateSoftware.
The biggest issue is the lack of accountability, as we've all kind of come to the conclusion of at this point, right? Months later down the line.
As soon as things would have gone wrong, he would have probably just ran for his life and said he had no mana again. And not many people really felt sorry for him, because at the end of the day, he was the embodiment of this meme.
That is
no
so
one was
funny.
Forcing him to sextuple down. No one was forcing him to bully a new player. The only person who was shooting themselves in the foot with a shotgun was none other than PirateSoftware. At this point, Jason Thor Hall, otherwise known as PirateSoftware, was slowly but surely becoming a lolcow, but he had no...
What is a lolcow? What does that mean?
No idea. But that was normal, because fundamentally speaking, a lolcow is never aware that they're a lolcow. Look, there are a lot of definitions of what a lolcow is, but if I had to sum it up, well, it would be very simple. It's someone who simply embodies the worst of the worst when it comes to human traits, but they would be constantly convinced that they are the perfect human being.
Interesting. I hope this goes into the details of the kind of therapy session, quote unquote, that PirateSoftware did with Dr. K, because oh my god, that was a tough watch to get through, dude. Not gonna cap. That was a very tough thing to get through.
Never able to admit fault, and never willing to, even when they know that they're in the wrong. This by itself becomes very entertaining, and there are many examples. They come in all shapes, sizes, and even colors.
Was that fucking Boogie 2988?
They come in all shapes, sizes, and even colors. And the mage who ran out of mana was about to join their ranks imminently. All he had to do to avoid this fate was just fucking apologize, man.
Yeah.
But he just couldn't. In fact, what he ended up doing was maybe one of the cringiest things in this entire video. I genuinely can't believe that someone in his 30s said this, but I mean, watch this yourself. You'll know what I mean.
I didn't get this deep. Stop feeding into it. All of the accounts that are messaging me are getting reported. There's a funny fact about this. I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. There's a whole lot of other people there that still know me, and all of these reports are going directly to them. They're well aware of the situation, and everybody who's messaging me, they're going to get read.
Oh my god, dude. It's literally the fucking my dad owns Minecraft situation. My dad works at Microsoft. Oh my god, you cringe motherfucker.
It's kind of a dumbass thing to do, and I can't wait for all of them to get banned.
Yeah, so all you guys whispering me right now with these threats, well, guess what? My dad worked...
I mean, he was reporting the death threats and stuff. I mean, yeah, is it just about death threats though? Let me go back.
Watch this yourself. You'll know what I mean.
I didn't get this deep. Stop feeding into it. All of the accounts that are messaging me are getting reported.
He just says all the accounts that are messaging me. Was it just about the... I don't know.
There's a funny fact about this.
I don't know.
My dad works at Nintendo, and I'm going to tell him personally about every single one of you, so good job. See you later. It's like, bro, if they're sending you death threats, you really just have to report them in game, and I'm sure something will happen. You don't have to actually bother your Blizzard alumni. This clip...
I mean, in all fairness, if you have a direct tie and you're reporting death threats, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I think this is a non-issue.
Was on January 14th. And guys, I swear to you, I am constantly impressed by how ironic life can be. I don't think we live in a simulation, but sometimes I do get the feeling, because some things are just so perfect in comedic timing, you'd think that there was someone writing a script. One day after this clip came out, PirateSoftware was streaming the game Ashes of Creation during
Whatever happened to this game?
second alpha. This
Is it not even out yet? Probably not, right?
RPG similar to World of Warcraft, and it also has raids as well as dungeons. During a raid, PirateSoftware would wipe the entire team. He would kill everyone single-handedly by pulling in the wrong unit. What would be his
I remember this.
first reaction? Well,
can you guess what the first reaction would be, gamers? Listen, type in the chat right now. You have 3 options. A, does he apologize and take accountability? Does he, B, blame somebody else? Or does he, C, self-combust into a million different fragmentations of embers and ash? 2, interesting.
watch
I said A, B, C, so where the fuck you get 2 from, Angel?
for yourself.
Sabu is not paying attention.
Oh, someone else is not paying
He
attention.
pulled in the enemy,
Sabu.
and he died.
God damn it, guys.
Oh.
No, who pulled the ocular?
So one
He looks so disappointed.
of you pulled the ocular.
Oh.
Why? Now half the raid is dead.
Oh.
Was there a reason for that?
I
Well,
swear, it is so funny knowing that he was the one who pulled the ocular. This is
Yeah.
also another thing with lolcows. They are unintentionally hilarious. Pirates
yeah.
Software here was genuinely pissed, okay? He genuinely was livid. But knowing
Fuming.
that he was the one who caused the wipe is so fucking funny. It showed people that World of Warcraft wasn't an isolated case.
I think he got called out as well, like during this clip also, and still doubled down on it, right?
He was doing this in
Or did he
Ashes of
not?
Creation and would very easily do this a third time somewhere else. It was him. He was the issue here. And his lack of accountability was astounding. But you know what else is astounding? His ability to keep digging himself in deeper holes. During this whole fiasco, Joker D would talk about Pirate Software and would call him out.
I honestly
Okay.
fuck Pirate Software. Like, straight up, bro, this dude is a complete fraud. At least in the WoW space, I don't care if he worked for fucking Blizzard. The guy probably made fucking coffee for some devs. I don't even believe for a second.
So out of all the streamers on OnlyFans, Joker D probably went the hardest on Pirate Software. He took segments of this rant and uploaded it as a YouTube video. That YouTube video
Okay.
would then be removed due to a violation of community guidelines, and the person who striked it cited the reason as being harassment and cyberbullying. One could only guess who took this video down. I mean, seriously. Joker D would never reveal the name of the brand or whatever that was behind this, but seeing that the video had gotten brigaded by Pirate Software's community, for
It was probably the community, right? I don't know if Pirate would have specifically said to go after it, but
many,
maybe.
it was safe to say that Pirate Software was the one who took this video down because he simply didn't like it, abusing the copy strike system on YouTube. Seeing that Poke
His community do tend to have the habit of like going out to defend him, right? So it could have just been that. Could have just been his community and not him. I don't like to point fingers where there's no like actual evidence, to be fair, to be completely honest. And we literally saw in one of the tweets before that it was a DMCA claim. No, it literally said the reason for the video getting taken down was harassment. You can't really DMCA harassment, right? But yeah, in the tweet before, Pirate was saying, for those that are defending me, don't worry, I can handle this shit myself.
Man had done this in the past, back in 2020, getting an amazing community reaction. And of
Yeah.
course, we can't forget about Alinity doing this as well back in 2018.
Jesus.
Wow, I'm old.
I'm gonna copy strike this guy.
I mean, it was genius.
I forgot
it worked
about
so
that.
well for every content creator who had done that prior. So obviously, this was the play. Congratulations. You know, it's so fascinating to me how the internet works sometimes.
Yeah.
Someone could mind their own business for months, for years, for decades. But as soon as they do something that makes them so incredibly unlikable, the internet starts seeing a big red target on your back and they strike. Pirate
100%.
Software had a talent of building up a huge, loyal community in just the span of a couple of months. When January 2025 came by, though, he proved to us that he had another talent, building up a massive community of very loyal haters. These incidents that we
True.
just talked about had ensured that.
Oh my god, is this going to be Stop Killing Games, bro?
This is when those very same
no.
haters would start scrutinizing every single aspect of Pirate Software, both as a brand and as a person, only to eventually dismantle this massive empire that he had built.
Oh, okay.
Now look, just to be clear, Pirate Software has always had haters, dating all the way back to September 2024, and there were
Everybody has haters, especially when you have such a large audience. You're going to have more and more haters. It's literally like the loud minority of a community, right? Like a gacha community. Every single large content content creator has that as well.
Earlier instances too.
Hey, you
this
Brian, you
is
too, man.
normal. When you get famous, when you take over the algorithm the way you did, some people will naturally get fatigued from you.
100%.
I mean, you might not believe this, but even someone like Queso has haters, purely because he's a massive content creator.
I don't know how Queso could have haters, dude. Dead ass.
No pun intended. Some of these early haters of PirateSoftware would start making videos talking about his past. About how, for example, he wasn't the game developer he was making himself out to be, especially with his Blizzard experience. About how he used to go by the name of Moldavius Fig Tree and was a well-renowned furry in Second Life and EVE Online.
Hey, you know what? You do what you want, but people are okay to judge. But hey, I'll privately judge. You do what you want,
but
man.
Those videos would never get enough.
Did that say professional furry? No, just furry. I was gonna say, what's a professional furry?
Traction to actually matter. As you can see, this video right here with the title of PirateSoftware, the streamer who faked his game dev career, had reached almost 100,000 views. From the like and dislike ratio, we can see how PirateSoftware had
50-50.
somehow, either directly or indirectly, sent his community to brigade this video, and just like Joker D's video, it was taken down by abusing the copy strike system and inciting harassment and cyberbullying. So essentially, if you were an early hater of PirateSoftware, if you had something to say, well, chances are no one heard you. This is how for a long time he was able to sweep all the hate, feedback, and criticism under the rug. Except this time, after all the events that we just saw unfold, he had way too many eyes examining his every move, and he couldn't just sweep criticism under the rug anymore.
Yeah,
for example,
you can't at
around
that
the
point.
end of January 2025, PirateSoftware had DMCA'd an indie game and threatened to sue its developer.
Bro, why?
Well, the developer shows us the main reason why PirateSoftware wanted the game taken down. Here it is.
Oh,
it's this.
I remember this. Oh my god. I think if I'm correct, this was because he used his voice in like an explanation for the game, not even in the actual game. Like to say, this is what it'd be like if PirateSoftware was in our game, or something like that, right?
Approach, wearing the same wizard hat that he was wearing during World of Warcraft, while mimicking some of the things that he was saying.
Oh.
Watch.
As much as you're angry right now, of course I ran.
This whole game got
That's so fucking funny, bro. It's just a dig at him, dude. He really, he got. Oh, that's insane.
DMCA'd because
Bro's
of this. I mean, this
ego
is how
is so fragile.
sensitive he is. And now many
shit.
people were made aware of this. He couldn't just copy strike or DMCA just about anyone, because every time he did, he spawned more haters. His strategy was now
Crazy.
outdated. Everyone was made aware of what had happened to this indie game. And speaking of indie games, there was renewed scrutiny over PirateSoftware's indie game called Heartbound, with many wondering why it's been in early access since 2018 with
Jesus
no release date in
Christ.
sight. Give it 3 more years, it'll be a decade. Some
That's
people
insane.
were comparing him to Yandere Dev, a very well-established lolcow who hadn't released his game in over a decade. And when people actually analyzed its code, they found some of the worst written code known to mankind.
Oh no.
Seeing all this scrutiny and criticism catch up to his own game development must have hit one hell of a nerve, because very shortly after he announced that Heartbound would start receiving monthly updates. And all it took was people going there and reviewing it negatively. He was
Okay.
hoping that this would steer off the criticism and the scrutiny, and that things would eventually finally go back to normal, but the haters weren't really done just yet.
Did he stick to it? Is it getting updated monthly?
People were putting into question his entire identity. The fact that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years.
Wait, really? He worked at Blizzard for 7 years?
But worked what exactly?
Damn.
As well as him claiming that he was one hell of a hacker who had gone to the yearly hacking conference, DEF CON, and won some pretty important events there with the help of his team that he never mentioned, of course. Always taking credit for this by himself. I mean, at some point he was invited to a podcast called Dropped Frames. This was a clip from it, and here's the title: PirateSoftware on how he became a hacker for the government. These were the stories that he was telling people. Watch this.
You're a hacker. Like that's where you like kind of started.
Actual hacker.
An actual hacker. Like,
Yes.
Not like I'm a hacker. No, you're an actual
Not
hacker.
kidding.
You won.
Like an actual hacker.
Yeah,
Yeah, my last job was hacking power plants for the federal government. I worked for the United States Department of Energy.
So
Just
dude
the
walks in with a
laptop.
laptop and a suit, and you lean over to, who's that guy?
Well, that's the hacker from the
Yeah,
government.
that's the hacker.
It's even worse.
That's an insanely cool job, to be honest.
We go in like
Like
3 to
what?
4 man teams, man. So like we've got a team. Of
Oh, you
dudes
had a
looking
fleet.
Like
You had
this.
like a team of
Yeah.
dudes in
It
suits,
wasn't just
holding
me.
laptops,
Yeah,
walking into
exactly.
restricted areas. Okay.
When he says things like this, what he's trying to paint in your mind as a viewer is that he's some sort of Unit 8200 Mossad agent writing zero-day exploits on USBs that are snuck into Iranian nuclear facilities and that infest and shut down the entire technical operation of that nuclear power plant. When in reality, if you look at his LinkedIn and reconcile it against his skill set, what he did was social engineering. He wrote phishing emails and tried to gain access to credentials and user systems that way.
So Coding Jesus said it best.
Yeah, it's a little bit less cool sounding, isn't it?
Pirate Software's entire identity
We had a whole fleet of people sending out fucking scam emails.
was slowly starting to unravel right before our very eyes. From the shorts that made him go viral, to the stories he used to say on stream, to quite literally everything about him was nothing more than either an exaggeration or him trying as best as possible to sugarcoat reality. We can very clearly see on his LinkedIn that first off, he didn't work at Blizzard for 7 years. It was actually 6 years, 6 months.
Hey, it's rounding up. We'll give him it.
And that his initial roles were him being in quality assurance.
Okay.
For the first 4 years at Blizzard, so the majority of his time there, he was in an entry-level role, eventually being promoted multiple times and finishing off as a senior red team specialist.
Okay.
In his own description of the job, he said, infiltrated and exploited physical access controls, managed social engineering operations to improve employee awareness and resilience, and finally created, launched, and managed a global web application bounty program. As Coding Jesus said, this guy would literally just send phishing emails, make phone calls, try to pretend to be an outsider in order to have employees make mistakes so that they can improve internal protocols.
Yeah, that's
it's an
kind of
important
crazy.
job, that's for sure. But even on his LinkedIn, he would make claims that he worked on all these different games. I mean, yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, he probably did, right?
Indirectly, but none of your code made it to the game. You didn't model, you didn't texture, and you sure as hell didn't animate.
Listen, guys, can I keep it 100% real here? Can I keep it 100% real quick? This is me. This is as someone who really despises what Pirate Software has become, but I have to say, and I have to keep it honest, how many of y'all have lied on your fucking CVs? Because I guarantee you, if you're old enough to have a job, I guarantee you most people here have loosely bended the truth on their fucking CVs. Come on. Like, if you have indirectly impacted all of these games, then yeah, put it on your fucking CV, bro. Is anyone gonna fucking check? Come on now. Like, this isn't that big of a deal in my opinion. This isn't that big of a fucking deal.
You just so happened to work on internal projects in parallel to these games. And yet, every time someone would mention something about games, about the video game industry, about whatever, he would always start off by saying, I worked 7 years at Blizzard, actually, so I know what I'm talking about. When in reality, no, you have more experience as an indie developer than you ever had as a developer at a AAA company, and that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that he made this such an important and integral part of his personality that it felt like a massive betrayal.
Okay, that part of it is very fair. That part of it's fair.
But that's not all. His dad was Joey Ray Hall. This picture right here is of 10 people. And if you don't know who they are, these people happen to be the original founders of Blizzard Entertainment.
Wow.
Yes, these guys are legends in every sense of the word. And the guy in the middle is none other than Jason Thorhall's father. He later became the director.
I can see the resemblance
of cinematics at Blizzard, which is probably the only thing that Blizzard has been consistently good at.
Bro, Blizzard cinematics are some of the best in the gaming industry. I don't give a shit what anybody says, dude. The gaming industry is blessed by Blizzard cinematics. They are.
For the last 20 years. He was also the inspiration behind this guy in South Park from the famous World of Warcraft.
Oh my
episode.
god.
I mean, this guy was a legend in every sense of the word. And so Mashable.com, when they made this article about Pirate Software titled How Streamer Pirate Software Gained Nearly 2 million subs in 6 months, they just had to mention the fact that he's a Nepo baby. Saying when he was 16,
well, I mean, he kind of is, right? He was born into the industry at that point.
He landed a dream job as a game tester at Blizzard Entertainment, which, before the bloated loot boxes and corporate acquisition by Microsoft for $68.7 billion, was considered one of the most respected companies in the video game industry.
Yeah.
It helped that he was a Nepo baby.
Yeah, I think people use the term Nepo baby as very much a derogatory thing, like, oh my god, he doesn't deserve this. And at the same time, it's like, yeah, I get that. But, bro, if you just own the fact that you're a fucking Nepo baby, just accept the fact that you were lucky as fuck in this goddamn life to be born into such a cool ass job that pays well. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Jealous people? Probably. Like, I understand, like, people have to work hard to get into these positions, and you just got it given to you. Like, I get that frustration, but honestly, bro, fuck it. If you're born into greatness, fucking own that shit.
Since his dad, Joey Ray Hall, had spent over 2 decades at the industry titan since almost the very beginning. Now, of course, after 6 months, he would leave because he felt that the corporate life wasn't for him, and many years later would reapply by himself without the help of his dad.
Yeah, I think most people wish they were a Nepo baby, dude. I think not most people, but I think a lot of people would.
Landing a QA role, which I believe,
nice.
because if he had the help of his dad, no way he would end up in an entry-level position. But still, just them including this sentence, calling him a Nepo baby, truly triggered him beyond belief. I mean, look at what he had to say.
Wait, really?
Yeah, really not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. It's one of those things that I've been trying to fight my entire career. It's one of the things that I've had to argue with people in chat about. It's one of the things that we ban people for here. Anytime people say shit like that, because it's deeply disrespectful and it completely overwrites any of the things that I've done throughout my career.
No, it doesn't. Just because you're an Nepo baby, it doesn't overwrite the stuff that you've done in your career. You were 16. What do you mean?
As something that is somebody else's success, which they have not been in any possible respect. And it's just rude as fuck. So, what do you say? In the thing, he said
it's not a personal attack. It's a fact, right? I mean, come on. Your father works at Blizzard. You get to 16, the legal age to work, and you suddenly get a job at Blizzard. You think every fucking 16-year-old is doing that, bro? Come on, have a bit of fucking self-awareness, right?
He called me a Nepo baby in his article. No, that's dog shit behavior. Really gross.
Let's be real. A Nepo baby is clearly a derogatory word. I don't think so. Is it? I mean, he's clearly not offended by the usage of the word based off the word. He's offended that people think he was born into the industry, right? He's offended at that. That's what he's saying.
In case, let's go find somebody to raid.
I mean, you heard him, right? He would ban people in chat if they called him a Nepo baby. It's the easiest way to trigger him. And yet, at the same time,
weird, man.
The same guy who's acting triggered over being called Nepo baby said this multiple times on his stream. Watch.
So I'm second generation Blizzard. I'm the first second generation Blizzard employee that ever existed in the company. I'm also a second generation Blizzard employee. I was a second generation Blizzard employee. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee ever. I was the first second generation Blizzard employee. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked.
Again, a lol cow is someone who is unintentionally hilarious.
Blizzard sucked. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked. Blizzard employee. And I love that shit. I love that company. Working for Blizzard sucked.
And we're back. YouTube probably didn't even know a difference, bro. Let's go.
Again, a lol cow is someone who is unintentionally hilarious when being 100% serious. And I just can't stop laughing at this guy. I mean, seriously? I was the first second generation Blizzard employee? What is this, the Chinese dynasty? Like, what are you even talking about? And let's be real here. The only reason you were the first second generation Blizzard employee was purely because of your dad. Because back then, they didn't even have a recruiting team. You were just the easiest hire. And I think one thing he has to understand is that being a Nepo baby isn't a bad thing.
Exactly. I don't think it's a bad thing.
I think most people, if they had a dad or a mom who worked a really cool job, they would love to take advantage of that, and they do.
100%.
For example, Jack Quaid is an actor that was called a Nepo baby multiple times by fans. That's because his parents are both Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, two very successful actors.
I don't know who Dennis Quaid is, but I do know who Meg Ryan is. And I obviously know who Jack Quaid is. He was in The Boys, and he's a great actor.
His response was very refreshing for fans, agreeing with the Nepo baby label and saying, "I'm an immensely privileged person. I don't think it undermines my talent." Adding that he was able to get represented.
They do, but the word has a bad connotation anyway. I think the word has a bad connotation, and you take it the way Pirate did if you have a fragile ego. I'll keep it a buck, bro. Like, whether or not, if other people can handle it this well, and other people are like, yeah, I wouldn't mind being a Nepo baby, I'm sure he's probably heard it in a negative sense all his life. But the problem with Pirate is his ego, and the fact that he cannot get it damaged, otherwise it's the end of the fucking world. I think that is the biggest issue. That's why a lot of these problems are going on, and why he's getting the backlash that he's getting, and it's still continuing to this day. God damn it, I just skipped. Where were we?
Every good hot dog needs.
What? Oh god, I don't know what that was, bro, but I need to get there. Holy.
Adding that he was able to get representation pretty early on because of being a Nepo baby, and that it's already...
Maybe Pirate just has imposter syndrome, bro. Maybe he knows he's a Nepo baby and he doesn't like the fact that he's a Nepo baby. Even if he was good at what he does, maybe he just has imposter syndrome. But then just say... I don't know why I'm fucking making excuses for him now, to be honest, but like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit. Just own up to your shit. Even if you do feel like that, say it.
As I said, being a Nepo baby isn't inherently a bad thing. It's only bad when you try to deny it. When you get defensive, because come on, who are you lying to? And
yeah,
that was
I worked really hard to get this job when I was 16 years old.
That's what PirateSoftware was doing. It was becoming more and more obvious that PirateSoftware had a massive ego, but also very deep-rooted insecurities. He wanted to appear like a genius no matter what.
Yeah.
And according to him, geniuses never apologize. Geniuses never admit fault. But they also never make mistakes and always, no matter what, figure things out.
And they
on
double
stream.
down.
This is something that became painfully obvious when he would play some pretty hard puzzle games and would figure out some of the hardest things all by himself miraculously after looking at his phone, playing it off like it was some genius eureka moment.
No shot.
Outer Wilds is a critically acclaimed, story-rich space exploration game that just so happens to have some pretty complex puzzles. PirateSoftware would play this game on stream, and he would proceed to solve these puzzles all by himself, miraculously.
I haven't seen this.
And more specifically, after looking at his phone. In the VOD of his gameplay, around 8 hours and 7 minutes, he gets stuck in an area and he needs to get out somehow. This is one of the many puzzles in this game. Now he would struggle to find the solution, deliberate with his chat, talk a bunch, and then at around the 8:20 mark, he would pull out his phone right here and continue talking to chat. This goes on for 2 minutes, in which he deliberates while very clearly looking at his phone. And then eventually, at around the 8-hour, 22-minute mark, he would get a eureka moment.
Maybe it's not with the scanner. Maybe there's a different way. Maybe it's not the scanner at all. Maybe it's the time. Maybe the fact that we were able to destroy the surface like that was the point. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Guys,
Did he
wait a
solve
minute.
the
Oh my
puzzle?
god, I have an idea. Guys, oh my god. This just came out of nowhere. My brain just works differently. Did I mention that I worked 7 years at Blizzard? This would spread like wildfire on Reddit. This guy is faking his Outer Wilds run in order to appear to be a genius to his
is that fucking destiny?
community. That's crazy. It's so ridiculous you can't even believe it. But as I already mentioned, he was facing increased scrutiny. He normally would have been able to get away with this, and he did get away with this in other games. It's just that now things were different. When questioned
People
about
were very critically scrutinizing this guy after that.
cheating in Outer Wilds, this is what he had to say.
Oh god.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What? How the hell would you cheat in that game? Bro, we played it all live on stream. Alright, bud. It's a wild-ass thing to say.
Yes, how would you cheat while live streaming this?
To be fair, the wording cheat kind of makes it sound like hacks or cheat engine, right? Like looking up a thing to a puzzle isn't cheating, it's just dishonest if you act like you figured it out yourself.
As he stares into his
Not really
phone for
cheating.
2 straight minutes. You're absolutely right. The real controversy would be when he would play the game Animal Well that released on May 2024. You see, he played this game before the World of Warcraft controversy and before the increased scrutiny. But after he had embarrassed himself in Outer Wilds and World of Warcraft, people thought to go back and check his gameplay because they thought, wait, now that I think about it, this was kind of suspicious. And the evidence here was damning. It was simply undeniable. You see, Animal Well is a puzzle game, but not just any puzzle.
Oh my god, the fucking like to dislike ratio is insane. It's literally almost a 50-50. 7.1k to 6.5k is wild, dude.
It has many puzzles and many secrets that are very easy to miss if you don't take your time analyzing every aspect of it. When the game first came out, you had people on Reddit and in forums trying to work together in order to find all of its secrets and puzzles. One of those puzzles was the Wingding puzzle. This took the entire community over a week of teamwork in order to find the solution. This was a group effort in every way, and no one person could have solved it by themselves. The guide came out on May 19th, 2024. And it just so happens that Pirate Software miraculously,
solve it on the
all by
same day?
himself on
No fucking way.
stream, solved this puzzle on May 19th, the day the guide came out. I mean, bro, seriously? He'd also have some people write entire essays with proof as to why they think that PirateSoftware cheated. If you want to read this and have actually played Animal Well, you can pause the video, but in a nutshell, it's almost like he was trying his hardest to ruin any ounce of reputation he had left. I mean, seriously, are you that insecure that you—
I mean, that's what's going on now. He still actually had a bit of reputation after this, more than likely. But at the minute, Jesus, dude, bro's tarnishing his fucking reputation down into the dirt.
you would cheat in a fucking puzzle game in order to appear to be a genius to your community? Really? It's insanity. But this was reality because, as I said earlier, this scrutiny was disassembling every aspect of his brand and personality, even down to his most fundamental traits, like his own voice. People would somehow unearth this old clip of him at a convention in which he sounded completely different than how he sounds today, leading many to believe that he's either faking his voice or simply using a voice changer on his microphone. Listen to this.
Show been so far?
It's actually been amazing. It's our first time out here at Denver Comic Con, and there's so many people, and they love.
I'll let it play, but I'm going to be completely honest after this.
The games, so it's been awesome.
So speaking of games, what do you have for us today?
So we have Champions of Breakfast, which is a twin stick shooter that we made in 24 days from concept to release on Steam. Blew up. It was really, really awesome. And that game is pretty difficult. So if you're into really hard arcade games, that's the kind of thing for you.
You know what, though? To be fair,
it sounds dead ass to me pretty much the same, and that mic is fucking terrible. That mic is like one of those AA battery powered mics you'd get from fucking Target as a kid with WWE on the front. Jesus Christ.
he sounds like such a pleasant person here. This is someone I can see myself being friends with. Look, people want to theorize and say that he has a voice changer or is faking his voice. I think he was just killed by an evil clone. I think that's a better explanation. This, of course, wouldn't be the only clip where you'd hear him have a different voice.
What is this
like
one?
this one, for example.
I'm gonna have to peel my hot dog. I have to peel it. Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
That just sounds like he's putting on a funny voice, right? I don't know. I don't think the voice is fake. I think his new mic probably has a lot more bass on it. Let me see if I can real quick. Just very, very quick. I'm on the default right now. So if I open up like default 2 here, we're back. Oh my god, there's like no settings on this one, but I need to show you. Okay, so there's like 0 settings on this one. It sounds terrible, but like the bass going up already changes how this mic sounds drastically. If I put this bass up to like 5, even higher, it changes how this sounds. Like this sounds like PirateSoftware, right? And now I'm back, but you see what I mean? How much it changed? Okay, maybe it sounded absolutely dreadful, but you get what I mean. Like the difference in the voices. It like I try to make my voice sound as natural as possible, but it like just up in the bass can actually make it sound so much deeper. It can. It's kind of crazy. Sorry for the. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm very sorry for the ear blasting. I apologize, guys. I apologize.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
He's also clearly putting on a voice here. Every good hot dog needs to be peeled. Right? Am I crazy?
Good hot dog needs to be peeled.
Yeah.
Every good hot dog needs to be peeled.
I feel like he's clearly putting on a voice.
You see, now that I've peeled the hot dog, it's ready to eat.
Look, a hot dog is
That's right.
about to be eaten by Thor.
It's ready to...
Well, I can be like, every good hot dog needs to be peeled. And then I can be like, every good hot dog needs to be peeled. And then someone can clip it and put brand, real voice. You know?
Eat.
Okay, look, if you're not convinced yet, here's a more recent clip of him playing Animal Well. This was around a year ago, back in 2024. Look.
Okay.
I don't know what that gives me, though.
I don't know what is that supposed to do? How am I gonna fit that shit in there? Oh, god damn it.
To some
Okay, that sounds fucking weird. What? Wait, that sounds weird. Not gonna cat. That actually just sounds like a voice changer breaking.
I don't know what that gives me, though.
I don't know what is that supposed to do?
That actually sounds like if I turn on my like, oh my god, listen. Oh my god, wait, this is what it's supposed to do. It sounds like that, dude. Oh my god, wait, this is what it's supposed to do. It literally sounds like that, dude. It sounds like a pitch converter.
Fit that shit in there. Oh, god damn it.
Oh my god.
To some people, this was his voice changer glitching. To others, this was him mistakenly getting too comfortable with his real voice. What does PirateSoftware have to say about this? Well, apparently, according to his doctor, his voice went through a second puberty in his 30s. That's right.
Is that thing? Wait, is that? Wait. Wait. Okay, this changes things. This changes everything, bro. I didn't realize that was a thing. Could you go through a puberty in your 30s?
Apparently, your balls can drop twice, but I could only find a handful of sources on this, and this article from the BBC pretty much sums it up by saying that as we get older,
hey, chat, ask Grok. Ask Grok.
Older, the larynx gets stiffer, making the vocal cords less flexible. I mean, this isn't new. When you talk to someone who's 90 years old, they'll sound different than what they used to sound like in their 20s. But to have this much of a dramatic change, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a big
Regardless,
change.
though, I mean, the pressure was getting to PirateSoftware. Not only was his game getting scrutinized, not only was his past out in the open, but people were criticizing his gameplay, the way he played games, and even his voice.
Yep.
Things were getting out of control. So the next thing you know,
oh god, I have suffered the wrath of this like 3-hour long interview, 3.5 hour already, bro. I don't think I could go through this fucking secondhand embarrassment again, but I'll try.
He was on stream with a psychologist by the name of Dr. K. Alok Kanoji, otherwise known as Dr. K, runs the healthygamer.gg organization. He's a clinical psychologist who founded this brand in order to be able to reach the very big and growing demographic of gamers, a group of people who very often will struggle with mental health and not.
You haven't seen the interview? I highly recommend people actually go and watch this interview because it proves just how good Dr. K is at what he does and how he stands his ground on his stances and kind of pulls apart at the issues. Even if Pirate takes zero accountability yet again, he is incredibly good at what he does. I recommend watching Dr. K in general.
Really seek out therapy when they should. His content is mostly educational, drawing parallels between.
Oh my god, dude. Whoa. That's fucking insane. I didn't realize he made 2 videos about Pirate. Wow. That's impressive. Grow the fuck up, the forever child.
Video games and what you go through mentally, and overall, he's been quite successful. Now, of course, that's not to say that he doesn't have his fair share of haters. Some people, for example, have criticized the fact that he does these therapy sessions with streamers in public, even though the person in question consents to it. From Dr. K's perspective, though, he wants to show people that streamers are humans too. And if someone like those streamers that they idolize is brave enough to get therapy, then they can do so too.
I think it's a great thing. I think doing this is absolutely magnificent.
Conversation.
I guarantee you there's a lot more people getting therapy after seeing these and feeling more comfortable about trying therapy out.
PirateSoftware would last over 3.5 hours.
I'd do
it would get viewed by almost
interview.
1 million people, and having watched a good chunk of it, I can tell you right now, regardless of what you might think about Dr. K, I think this stream truly shows his incredible skill in being able to converse with such an obvious narcissist without having him rage quit the call, while still trying his best to give him a reality check. And for you to understand that, I want you to watch this clip.
All right, let's go.
The shit right now is like they come in and they're like, "Did you know that he worked at Blizzard for 7 years?" Like, yeah, that was my career, and I'm proud of that. So of course I'm going to talk about that because it gives context to talk about other things around the games industry, which is what we do on the stream.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. I don't see it that way, but all right.
God, it must be so hard talking to someone like.
Yeah, you can see the fact that he actually believes what he's saying as well, bro. Look at that face. Look at that face. It's like, yeah, I don't believe it that way, but whatever. Look at this.
Don't see it that way, but all right.
God, it must be so hard talking
the quick blinks, dude.
To someone like that. Anyway,
body
in the
language
next
is
clip,
everything.
you'll be seeing the logic behind PirateSoftware's attitude when it comes to never apologizing.
Let me
like not give any context whatsoever.
Yeah, let's say yes to that. I think that's a bit of hyperbole, but
just an emotional response.
No, just say, hey guys. So basically, you know, when you tell the narrative, you start with like, I made a mistake. Everyone made mistakes. I was smug. And then there's a lot that comes after that. How would you feel about just ending it after that first paragraph?
I hate that.
Oh god, you can't make this shit up, bro. You can't.
Okay.
I have like an immediate emotionally angry response against that.
Very good.
Because it feels like idiocracy.
Okay.
It feels like
look how angry he's getting at the thought of just taking accountability without dragging other people down with him.
That's too long, didn't read. I don't need all those words when few words do gooder. That I hate that shit. Like I super hate that kind of communication.
Oh my God.
Like there's a lot of people that say like, oh, you should just say my bad, guys. No, that does not in any way explain a situation. That doesn't tell you any information that is real. It is hand waving for the masses in a way that is disingenuous to what happened and disingenuous to the people that are involved. I feel like to do that would be
bro likes the yap.
Just me lying for the sake of lying so that people would fuck off.
This really gave us an insight as to how his mind functions.
Yep.
And as you heard from him talking, he hates the idea of just saying, my bad, let's move on. I'm sorry, let's move on. He wants to sit there and type 12 paragraphs as to why he was wrong but not really, while others were more wrong than him. All of a sudden, things make a lot of sense. Now, listen to how Dr. K responded to that. Okay, just
sure.
Watch.
So I think what I liked about that response, my hope, so we're not here to like rehab your PR, right? We're just here to have a conversation. And at the same time, over the last 2 hours, there's something about the way that I hear you talk that rubs me the wrong way.
Yup.
There's something about the way that you talk that seems dismissive. So I'll tell you where that.
No, I agree with that.
Right. So.
Oh wow, he actually agrees.
It's like I made a mistake. We all made mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So there's something about your sentence construction. It's like, oh yeah, Thor, I'm sorry I cheated on you, bro. I really do love you. You know, we both have flaws in this marriage.
Yeah.
I think the funny thing here is that Dr. K is known to be very caring, very nice, and not confrontational at all when it comes to streams like this. But in this case, seeing that he's an experienced psychologist, he knew when to become confrontational. He knew when to call out PirateSoftware on his bullshit. And this is what it was. Bullshit. Yeah. In just a span of like 20 seconds, Dr. K had essentially summed up people's entire problem with PirateSoftware. When he would be criticized, when he would be given feedback, when he would be given advice, he was always dismissive and smug. And this smugness is what led us here. People were hoping that this productive 3.5-hour conversation would actually lead somewhere, maybe actually make him apologize for once and take a step back. But it didn't. His empire kept crumbling.
I guarantee you, anybody who's actually made it this far into my YouTube video reacting to this, it's already an hour and 18 minutes long on the recording, bro. I gotta be prime second monitor content, right? If you're still watching at this point, I need you to leave a comment with just the timestamp or something. Jesus.
We had finally reached the final nail in the coffin. Stop killing games.
Oh God, the beginning of the end of the end.
Stop Killing Games is an initiative launched by Ross Scott in the European Union and the United Kingdom. It was meant to be a direct answer to what happened with the game The Crew, made by Ubisoft.
Yeah.
At the end of December 2023, Ubisoft all of a sudden announced that The Crew would no longer be
Guys, why am I third monitor content? Why am I getting demoted?
Purchasable, and that its servers would be going down on March 31st, 2024. Seeing that this was a live service game, this meant that after March, you'd never be able to play this game ever again. The salt in the wound, though, was that barely a couple weeks after the servers went offline, Ubisoft revoked The Crew from people who had bought it digitally.
You are buying a license to play a game, not the video game itself. You don't own shit.
Attaching a message saying, you no longer have access to this game. Why not check the store to pursue your adventures?
Yep.
To many, this was an outrage. It essentially meant that you never owned your games to begin with.
Yep.
Ubisoft can just take them away. This also more recently happened with Concord. It barely...
Well, I mean, hey, some things are fine not to be on the internet, I guess, right? What? I never even saw this game. Apparently, it was absolute fucking dog water, though. Apparently, it was just absolutely fucking terrible.
It really came out for a week, and then the servers were offline. If you bought the disc copy...
People got a full refund, I think, though, right?
You were played like an idiot. The Stop Killing Games initiative...
Nah, I'm pretty sure I remember Concord getting, like, people who bought it getting a full refund. Yeah.
Offline. If you bought the disc copy, you were played like an idiot. The Stop Killing...
I guess if you did buy the disc copy, yeah, you did get fucked over. True. Mujin spreading misinfo. No, he just said, right?
Wait. This also more recently happened with Concord. It barely came out for a week, and then the servers were offline. If you bought the disc copy, you were played like an idiot.
Yeah. Even disc, you return it to the store. Really? And the store's gonna refund you? I doubt it. I doubt that, right? The stores didn't sign up for me making no fucking money on it. Dead ass, nah. I would like to see a source for that at some point. You can return it within the 30-day window. I doubt most stores would give a shit. The store itself was refunded. I'd like to see a source for it, but that is an interesting thing. I just can't see it like going through on most stores.
The Stop Killing Games initiative argued that it wasn't really legal. It was very weird for live service games to just shut down like that without giving players an alternative. With Ross Scott on his YouTube channel saying that games as a service is fraud. One thing to note is that this initiative...
Why did it go offline, though? Because I think on the first week, it had a peak player of like 3, and it was 2 of the dev teams and 1 random guy in, I don't know, Switzerland or something. I have no idea.
Wasn't forcing publishers or developers to keep game servers online forever. What it simply wanted was to have a way to access these games after the servers went offline, by allowing players to host their own servers, for example. Arguing that if taking games down like this would become the norm, then way too many games would become lost media. Because that's what the Crew and Concord are right now. They're 100%. Essentially lost media.
Yeah,
it was classified as a European Citizens Initiative, in which European citizens could sign it, and if it would reach 1 million signatures, then it would be talked about in the European Parliament. It would initially get a couple 100,000 signatures until a certain person would speak out against it in the most aggressive way possible. Of course, we're talking about...
Yeah, this shit is insanity, dude. God, I gotta watch this again, but you'll need the full context, so...
Our good old friend, PirateSoftware.
Let's do it, I guess.
He felt so passionate about this topic that he made 2 videos about it, very shortly after it launched in the summer of 2024. Now look, we're not going to watch the whole video, I just want to show you the first 10 seconds. Let's do this.
Hi, my name is Jason Thor Hall, also known as Pirate Software Online. I've been in the gaming industry for about 20 years. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment, then Amazon Game Studio.
Guys, I dead ass, there's a new piece of information I've learned about Blizzard Thor. So
now I own my own studio, Pirate Software, by the same name, which is an indie studio, and I've been...
There's just something about this guy, man. I don't know.
I think it's the fact that he worked at Blizzard.
Anyway, he worked at Blizzard Entertainment for around 7 years, guys, and he vehemently opposed every single...
Did you know he worked at Blizzard? Bro, I ain't gonna cap. I thought he worked as Thor, and his name was Blizzard.
Single thing this initiative stood for, arguing that it would kill live service games and kill gaming in general, completely misunderstanding what this initiative was even about, and using his massive influence, which was still present at the time, to kill it instantly. I want to be clear here, in this video he tries his best to appear level-headed, professional even, echoing the genius that you first saw in his YouTube shorts at the end of 2023.
Here we go.
His stream? Oh my god, this guy was...
Bro, if y'all don't already have a bad image of this guy painted in your head at this point and you don't want to, stop watching right now. If you want to see the truth for what it is, see you in about 6 minutes.
It's a mess. These are the very nice things he had to say about this initiative. Watch.
Shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours.
No, yeah, according to him, this is the worst thing that's ever been made by humanity. Like, this is...
Hey, if there's one thing I think we can all agree with Blizzard on here, it's that Twitter's dog shit.
But like, oh my god, you'd think that this is actually going to end gaming as we know it. But it's not. It's seeking to do the opposite.
Shit sucks. That's a really stupid-ass move. That's an incredibly stupid-ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage.
Interesting.
All of this can eat shit then. I dropped the mask entirely.
In his very professionally level-headed video, he says this.
It's incredibly important to me that we keep making games and that the next generation has the tools to do so that our medium doesn't die out.
But that's exactly what Stop Killing Games wants to do.
Exactly.
The whole point of this initiative is for this medium to not die by allowing so many games to become lost media. And yet... this is what PirateSoftware was saying about this whole thing.
Now, I think this is the true downfall. This is the true downfall.
I think live service games getting sunsetted is fine. I've always thought that. And that's okay. There's nothing...
Yeah, you want to refund me my money if I don't own a product that I paid for anymore? When I clearly wasn't expecting to be renting it?
Wrong with that.
since the thing usually says buy.
And at this point, just no comment. When he would start receiving quite a bit of backlash, of course now there's more dislikes, but when it first released, I'd say 30%.
Before his first game dropped, he said it's unpiratable, that they found a safe way, etc. It was then pirated one day later. Fucking Christ, man.
Of the like to dislike ratio was dislikes. He made this pinned comment outlining some points that don't really help his very aggressive reaction that came out of
what is this, the 10 Commandments?
nowhere, and then ended it with a quotation saying he won't even talk to Ross, who is the founder of Stop Killing Games. To which he replied with, correct. I think his position is disingenuous due to his comments about how this could be pushed through government. It's a bad direction, removes validity for what the initiative is trying to do, portrays the process in an incorrect manner, and just builds sensationalism. Thinking that kind of language is okay puts him squarely on my not worth it to talk to list, as there are others that could have a more productive conversation. So what he's talking about is this slide here. This one slide in the entirety of this initiative is the only reason why he refuses to talk to Ross. It says reasons the European Citizens Initiative could pass. Politicians like easy wins.
Yeah, I think the fact that he ends off all this shit with Stay Frosty is so fucking unbelievably cringe as well, dude. Especially when it's such a serious post about something that people are giving him shit for, and at the end he's like, Stay Frosty. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god, you egotistical prick.
Mostly don't care about video games. The law.
Sorry. Wow. I just got randomly heated out of nowhere. It really does piss me off, though. It's like, why?
It's already unclear on this practice. The initiative is in line with other consumer policies. It's a diversion from more serious topics. Now, according to Ross, this was a half-truth, half-joke slide. And I think that's how a normal person would view it. I don't think it was tone deaf in any way, but it angered the hell out of PirateSoftware for some reason. I also
don't think this is... Yeah,
Some
I don't
people
understand
theorize
the
that
hate.
it's because he got close to Ludwig, and together they founded the games publisher Off-Brand Games. When the Stop Killing Games initiative came out, they were in the process of releasing a live service multiplayer game. So there was definitely some sort of a conflict of interest here.
Interesting.
Regardless, this European Citizens Initiative had a one-year deadline.
I don't even think it's necessarily about that. I think he just thought he was right, and he still thinks he is, even though he totally misunderstood the initiative in the first place.
It would be automatically closed on the 31st of July, 2025. And by the end of June, it barely had 500,000 signatures, which meant it had no hope of ever reaching 1 million, or so it seemed. This was until Accursed Farms, the channel owned by Ross Scott, would release a video titled The End of Stop Killing Games. It's an hour-long video that kind of reminds us what this initiative is about, how we got here,
I remember
the
this.
feedback and criticism he's received, the changes he's made, and of course the majority of the video is him responding to PirateSoftware's very aggressive criticism. Most of the clips of PirateSoftware crashing out over the Stop Killing Games initiative were actually from this video. Ross addresses every single one and ended up, whether intentional or not, making PirateSoftware look like a clown who had no idea what he was talking about. This video...
Would you all expect a regular human being with a level-headed, reasonable personality to, you know, when the owner of the initiative, the creator of the initiative, explains in this video what the initiative is actually about, and that you simply just misunderstood the initiative and spread all that misinformation back in the day. And the reason he didn't call that out back in the day is because he didn't want this initiative to be reduced to drama, to apologize and own up to their mistakes.
Almost has 1 million views, and many people watched it. Some of those people happen to be way bigger.
You wouldn't expect them to double down or anything, right?
For content creators than PirateSoftware. And seeing that this very important initiative,
definitely not triple down, that'd be insane,
it
bro.
was very close to failure, tried their best to bring as many people as possible to sign it. For example, Moist Critical talked about it in his videos at over 3.5 million views. Hell, even Jacksepticeye talked about it on his second channel, and the video's sitting at over 1 million views. People understood that this initiative wasn't just a good thing for video games, it was integral to ensure its survival for the future.
Guys, I know it doesn't mention it here, but I actually think we had a pretty big impact. I also made a video about this. I'd say, you know, maybe not on the level of these two, but close enough. Got about... probably about, what was it, like 30k views? Quite honestly, I'm European, so well, I guess we had an impact, you know, like a Genshin.
Stop it. Thing for video games. It was integral to ensure its survival for the future. Hell, even Minecraft creator Notch had something to say about it, tweeting,
Fucking Notch chimed in on this shit, bro. Okay, I'm out. Never mind. Hey, I'm down to the bottom of the barrel.
Hey guys, just got back to gaming after a brief break. Wait, why is there a Nepo baby doubling down over there? Adding, if buying a game is not a purchase, then pirating them is not theft. This truly solidified the position of PirateSoftware in the Hall of Fame of lolcats.
Honestly, base take, bro.
It was undeniable at this point. His
Notch? Wait,
stupidity
what's wrong
had
with
made
Notch?
an entire movement succeed, just purely on the basis of him being so unaware of what was going on. He lacked the most basic form of self-awareness. And thanks to that, the Stop Killing Games initiative not only reached 1 million signatures, but is currently at over 1.3 million in overdrive.
Jesus.
About to reach
Wow.
1.4 million.
Bro, it's going to reach the max of this shit. Oh my goodness. Transphobic has become very hateful ever since he sold Minecraft. Damn, money changes people, man.
Any time now, with the UK petition reaching double the signatures required. He even had a vice president of the European Parliament voicing support
Dude, I
for this.
saw this. What a based, what a
initiative
based
and signing
individual.
the petition himself while urging other Europeans to
Also racist, but I might be wrong about that one. I urge you to do a bit of research before slandering someone's name like that. Like the other stuff, if it's true, but if you're not sure if you're right about someone being racist, it's probably best not to say that they're racist until you get the facts
do
straight.
the same. This
Just in
initiative
general,
gained so much
you
traction
know?
that a publisher group full of the biggest publishers on the planet, including
much
EA
misinfo
and
getting spread around
Ubisoft, for
nowadays, bro.
example, responded saying that these proposals would curtail developer choice and that it was unsustainable and unfeasible. In other words, they were
Damn.
very scared that this could actually pass. Being a gamer myself, I wish this initiative the best of luck in Parliament, and I truly
me
hope
too.
it passes.
Me
When
too.
I buy a digital game, I'd like to know that I actually own it and that it won't be taken away from me at any
I want to
given
know that when I'm 90, and fucking I get home from a super long walk, like to the end of my driveway and back, and I want to know that I could sit down, load up Genshin Impact, and fucking Diluc's still gonna be there, bro. I'll probably be playing ESO at that point, if I'm being completely honest with you. I probably won't be playing Genshin at that point.
moment. But while this initiative was gaining a lot of positive attention,
Yo, Paddox, thank you for the Prime sub.
PirateSoftware, on the other hand, was gaining all the negative attention.
Yeah,
He's
he
currently
garnered everything,
bleeding
bro.
over 10,000 subscribers daily on his YouTube channel and has currently lost a massive chunk
Bro, 10,000 subscribers daily is insane.
of his viewers daily on
What
his
is
YouTube
this
channel
website? What is this website here? I'm curious.
and has currently lost a massive chunk of his viewership on Twitch. I mean, look
Damn.
at these numbers. He used to peak 15,000 concurrent viewers and is now down to 5,000. That's
Wow.
1/3 of where he used to be 7 months ago. And that's without mentioning
Is it Social Blade? Monthly earnings 83k. Brother, where? Bro, let me call my bank. What the fuck? I'm getting robbed. What do you mean 83k? I know it's 5.2 to 83k. That is insane. Brother, I'm making almost $1 million, but what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Brother, that is insane. Oh my god. I am not making like 1k a day. That is bamboozling me. What the hell? The subscriber count is actually active though. We used to average around about 7,000 subs a month. This month, we are at 12,000, which is very, very cool. So thank you for the support, guys.
all the
Very
followers
cool,
he's been
thank you.
losing. I mean, look at this, minus 50,000 just in July. Additionally, this
insane.
renewed scrutiny has prompted many YouTubers like Coding Jesus and Slop News Network to analyze the code that he writes on stream, concluding that a child, a literal toddler, can probably do a better job.
Yeah, that was YouTube data, not
Seriously, this is
Twitch.
the gift that keeps on giving. Because, of course, instead of just apologizing, taking a step back, taking the L for once, admitting you made a mistake, maybe taking some advice that Dr. K gave you, he would triple down or quadruple
Trooper. Yeah, it was quadruple down.
down. I guess I can't even keep track at this point, and make this post, saying the most interesting narrative is that my video somehow killed the initiative. This graph shows that the initiative already had a downward trend in interest when my videos dropped. My videos do not seem to have had any impact on the movement at all. Making me the villain did though. Best of luck with your next steps.
You know, the last thing he said about it really just fucking made me want to punch my monitor. Specifically with a Pirate Software video open.
So at this point, I can't help but be impressed
We
how
haven't even
much
got to
he's
it
willing
yet.
to die on hills that don't matter. People
Hold
aren't
on.
even tracking cumulative signatures and daily signatures.
Nope.
They just understood that this initiative is worth fighting for. It's very important for the
Yeah.
longevity of games as a medium, and that you, with your massive platform, not only criticized it very aggressively,
But also told your followers and other people to not sign the agreement. You literally embodied the entire thing that you were like, not that he's against, but that everybody is against. Like it's the whole purpose of why people are not fucking with you at this
thinking that
point.
this was going to be an easy win that made you out to be a genius, but urged all your
Yeah.
audience, all your strong community
Yeah.
to not sign it when they were telling you to sign it initially. That's how you even found out about the initiative. He would then later tweet this, saying, I am no longer working at Off-Brand Games. People were attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. Learned a lot.
Hidden reply is interesting.
There, accomplished a lot, hope they succeed regardless, loved those dudes and loved working with them, hope they keep cooking. Ludwig would reply to this, saying, stop killing games is a good initiative, but a few bad actors review bombed / harassed developers of the games we support at Off-Brand Games. Appreciate Thor stepping down for the betterment of the devs and their games, to which he would get community noted.
Oh,
the note said, Rivals of Either 2 has not been review bombed. Verifying this is...
Wait, interesting. I literally have Steam open. Are you kidding me? It's quite literally still mostly positive, even for recent reviews and not. Are you fucking joking? Okay.
It's as easy as opening the Steam page and looking at the graph of reviews. And if we go to the game, scroll down, and look at the graph that shows review trends, we can very clearly see that there's no review bombing going on. If anything, there's
there was more positive reviews, positive review bombing.
Positive bombing.
Look, guys that love bombing the game.
Look at all these positive reviews in June. But hey, anything to be the victim, right? In fact, the guy became such a victim that I think he started losing his mind. He started comparing his current situation with the Stop Killing Games initiative to Coney 2012.
Like the island?
No, I'm sorry. This is a full-fledged, fully developed and evolved lolcow. There's no way you...
What is Cody 2012? What is that? I don't think I am aware of this situation. He did not? Apparently he did. What is this? So somebody educate. Maybe Mujin still make a video on Cody 2012. I remember the name from when I was in school. I remember the name. I remember people saying like Coney Island, but I in my head I'm like, was that a creepypasta? What was this? Oh God.
You can say this while being self-aware. It's impossible. And after months of complaining about people brigading and harassing him, he does the same exact thing to Coding Jesus. He would leave a comment on his code review video and would then link his comment to his chat so that they can go upvote it in an effort to ratio the video itself. Like, how petty is that? Come on, man.
You make a link to it? You have to click on the little 6 hours edited? Aha! So that doesn't seem to do it? Oh, do I have to right-click on this and then copy link address?
I'm gonna write a comment on Mujin's video saying I copied the link to this comment so I can ratio you. Guys?
No, I'm sorry.
I actually don't know how to do this, so I'm just not gonna do it. I did not copy the link to my comment. I lied. God damn it.
I'm sorry. This is a full-fledged, fully developed and evolved lolcow. There's no way you can say this while being self-aware. It's impossible. And after months of complaining about people voted...
Sorry, I skipped it. There we go.
That doesn't seem to do it? Oh, do I have to right-click on this and then copy link address?
Oh, that's what you do. Okay, well, sorry. Hey, guys, let me just... Wait, right-click, copy link address. Don't... Wait, why? It's against TOS? I wanted to make a joke, bro. God damn it. We can't have nothing on YouTube, man.
Is that what this is?
God damn it.
It does highlighted comment. There we go. Boop.
Wait, it's against TOS to copy a comment link? Dead ass? That's stupid.
There's my comment.
Wait, why? Why is it against TOS?
Enjoy.
That's
and
weird.
I also have a whole argument with a whole bunch of people in the replies in there so they can see what's going on with it. I talked them through the entire thing of why I did that all in an array, because that is not normal practice to do that, and it's specifically so that you guys can reverse engineer the game and solve the ARG.
Okay.
Sometimes doing bad practice has meaning, which is...
Whatever, man. He later deleted this VOD because this literally breaks YouTube TOS. This breaks every aspect of terms of service when it comes to brigading and harassment.
Hey, YouTube, just so you know, hey, guys, I didn't actually do it. I deleted the comment. You can even check. Go through my logs, bro. Go through my logs. My chat told me otherwise. God damn it.
Any worse? Yes. He'd be asked about his opinion when it comes to Stop Killing Games finally reaching 1 million signatures, and he said, I'm going to be honest with you.
This is the one that fucked me, dude. This killed me.
I hope that your initiative gets everything that you asked for, but nothing you wanted, and I'll leave it there.
You little pussy ass bitch. You massive fucking stinky pussy. Oh my god. You cringe me the fuck out. This shit is so fucking childish, it's unbelievable. Oh my god.
See, if I was 12 years old, I would have probably thought this was really cool, but
oh, it's so dumb.
It's just edgy beyond cringe. But listen, as much as this was
like a cat, you know, when they have too much tuna.
A ridiculous roller coaster ride on the Lolcow Express, someone did end up asking him, hey man, would you consider making an apology video, setting everything straight? Because you know what, this is still salvageable. You can still redeem yourself. Yep. And here's what he had to say.
Put up a video saying you were wrong with every situation and the internet move on. I am not doing that. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, simply bend the knee and lie about how you feel, and everyone will stop bullying you. That's a great idea, dude. Yeah, no, eat shit.
This guy is so hopeless, man.
I think genuinely the best thing to do is to just leave it be. I'ma farm this video for sure, but like I think it'd be funny if people just pretended like it didn't exist when he makes these stupid ass fucking claims, dude, until he just becomes a better person.
Now, I will say this because I'm sure this will appear in the comments. Yes, I'm aware that PirateSoftware is a massive furry, and I'm also aware that he was legally married to someone, and during that marriage, he got in contact with one of the Kickstarter backers of Earthbound, the game he's working on, and
yeah, wasn't this person just fucking weird though? Like there was, I don't know if there was anything actually wrong with this. It was just fucking cringe.
started a very inappropriate 18+ relationship with them while being married. Yes, he committed adultery.
Oh, he did that shit while he was married? Holy fuck, I didn't know that part.
The reason why I didn't mention this in the video is because it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. If he had just apologized during the WoW Classic incident, this coming out wouldn't have done anything to him, because guess what? Most of these messages involved 18+ roleplay, but more specifically, furry roleplay. Yes, they would literally say to themselves, pets you, nuzzles you, plays with your tail, and then get, you know, more 18+ into it. Yes, most people couldn't even read one page of chat logs because of how cringy it is. So I'm so convinced it wouldn't have done anything to his reputation. It's
with the voice, bro,
meaningless to talk about. But if you're interested, you can check out this video by Fearful Tears titled PirateSoftware, the most delusional Twitch streamer. Look, PirateSoftware is a lesson, not just in content creation, but in quite literally anything. Normal people make mistakes, and geniuses make mistakes too. We're all human. Admitting that you make a mistake isn't you admitting that you have a weakness.
It's learning from it.
On the contrary, never admitting that you're wrong is a weakness in itself, because it shows how insecure you are, how fragile of an ego you have. And it'll only make people want to avoid you. I mean, what's the point? PirateSoftware is the stupid person's definition of a genius, and he managed to ride that wave for a little while. But now the party's over, and he only has himself to blame.
100%
He'll still be a content creator, he'll still have a sizable audience, but he'll never be able to touch the sky like he did at the end of 2023. And they're never coming back unless he
shame,
finally...
man. It's a shame. He had everything at his fingertips, and now it's like he's trimming his fingertips down bit by bit until there's just wrist left, bro. Like, what's that saying? Like cutting your nose off to spite your face?
Pulls his dumb ass.
Or something.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching the entire video up until the end. I really appreciate it.
I got
I'll see you in the next video fairly soon. Yeah, I love you so much. Mwah.
Bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down. Base video, dude. Very good coverage. I really respect Mujin, dude. From humble beginnings, from anime and Genshin Impact, all the way to covering the most interesting news on the platform. Yeah, insanity, bro. Insanity.